But we know we're quite aware of the interest the general public has in this report. So the Ministry of Justice decided, instead of just sending the few copies, you will all be aware the report is being studied, and government will publish a white paper, hopefully 5 months from now, because the provision is 6 months, but 1 month has already elapsed from the time of submission. So we have about 5 months to go to study the report and publish a white paper that will inform the general public as to the position of the government on the report, which includes the findings and recommendation. So this, I will leave the rest to the final part of my statement, where I will inform you of what are the next steps from now on. At this stage, probably we can just go to what brought us here. That is the symbolic presentation of the reports themselves to the chosen institutions or their representatives. We do not have enough hard copies, but we intend to upload the report on our website immediately after this ceremony. So those who may not be able to grab a hard copy will be able to get a soft copy and for your own use. At this stage, it's more of to welcome you. We are grateful for responding to the invitation. And at this stage, thank you very much for now.
The TRC's findings with regards to criminal liability for human rights violations and abuses are as follows. All the members of the junta, comprising Lieutenant Yaya A.J.J. Jame, Lieutenant Sana B. Sabali, Lieutenant Edward Singate, Lieutenant Saidibu Haidara, Lieutenant Yankuba Ture, and Lieutenant Peter Singate, including their orderlies, Private Babu Kanjai, aka Njai Ponkal, JCB Mendi, Mustafa Ture, aka Churo, Lamin Marong, Lamin Sengo, aka Pasengo or Assassin, Private Zakaria Dabo, Ensa Mendi, and Jalimadi So are responsible for the torture and inhumane treatment of Captain Mama Cham, AIG Ibrahima Chongan, and RSM Babuka Jeng at Mile 2 Central Prisons on September 6, 1994. 2. Sana Sabali and JCB Mendi are responsible for the torture of political prisoners after the 1994 coup, particularly O.J. Jallow. Yaya Jame also bears criminal responsibility for these crimes due to his failure as Commander-in-Chief to investigate and punish the perpetrators. 3. Captain Yaya Jame, Captain Sana Sabali, Captain Edward Singate, Captain Saidibu Haidara, Captain Yankuba Ture, Captain Peter Singate, and Major Babuka Jata, together with their orderlies and security guards, are responsible for the torture and inhumane treatment of soldiers arrested and detained at Yundum Barracks on November 11, 1994, and also for unlawfully killing Lieutenant Jibril Sey, Lieutenant Abdullah Ba, Lieutenant Bakari Mane, aka Nyancho, Lieutenant Buba Jame, Lieutenant Momodu Lamindabo, Cadet Amadou Mbake Sila, Lieutenant Abdullah Dot Fall, Lieutenant Basiru Baro, Fafa Nyang, Sergeant Basiru Kamara, and EM Sise. 4. Captain Yaya Jame, Captain Edward Singate, together with the orderlies and security guards, including Alaji Martin and Lamin Sengo, are responsible for the unlawful arrest, unlawful detention, imprisonment, torture, and sexual violence of Sana Sabali and Saidibu Haidara. Captain Yaya Jame and Captain Edward Singate are also responsible for the unlawful killing of Saidibu Haidara. 5. Captain Yaya Jame, Captain Edward Singate, Captain Yankuba Ture, Captain Peter Singate, Private Alaji Kanyi, Private BK Jata, and Private Pa Aliu Gomez are responsible for the unlawful killing of Usman Koro Sise. 6. Captain Yaya Jame and his State Guard personnel, including Almamo Mane, deceased, Bubakar Ba, Musa Jame, alias Malia Mungo, deceased, Sergeant Gomez, alias Hitler, and Kausu Kamara, alias Bombardier, were responsible for the persecution, sexual violence, and torture of PPP supporters, particularly O.J. Jallo, Hussein Unjai, and MC Cham, who were arrested, mistreated, and unlawfully detained at Fajara Barracks in 1995 and 1996. As leaders of the group that went to the breach, Edward Singate, Yankuba Ture, and Peter Singate are responsible for the tortures of scores and the murder of 2 UDP supporters around Denton Bridge in Banjul sometime in December 1996. Yaya Jame also bears responsibility for these serious crimes of unlawful killings, persecution, torture, and inhumane treatment of UDP supporters at the Denton Bridge in December 1996 due to failure to prosecute. Yaya Jame is responsible for the persecution of Gambian journalists between 1994 to January 2017 by unlawfully arresting, harassing, detaining, deporting, torturing, forcing them into exile, killing, and disappearing them. 9. Yaya Jame, former Vice President Aissa Tunjai Sedi, and heads of the security agencies, including Babuka Jatta, former Chief of Defense Staff, Usman Baje, former Minister of Interior, Babuka Sow, former Crime Management Coordinator of the Police, and Mamadou Cisse of the PIU, along with Abdunjai alias Giri, Gorgi Mbup, Inspector Dabo, Modu Lamin Fati, Abdullah Ba, Modu Cham, Modu Gajaga, Corporal Lamin Kamara, Captain Wassa Kamara, all bear responsibilities for the killing of 17 civilians on April 10th and 11, 2000. 10. Yaya Jame bears responsibility for the killing of both Almamo Mane and Momodu Dumbuya. 11. Yaya Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Aliou Jeng, Sana Manjang, Malik Jatta, Manlafi Kor, Kausu Kamara, aka Bombardier, and Bailo are responsible for the killing of journalist Deda Haidara. 11. Yaya Jame, Usman Sonko, Tumbul Tamba, Suleiman Baje, and Bailo are responsible for the attempted murder of lawyer Usman Sila. 12. Yaya Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Malik Jatta, Solo Bojang, Sana Manjang, and Aliou Jeng are responsible for the killing of Dauda Nyasi. 14. Yaya Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Solo Bojang, Malik Jatta, Sana Manjang, and Aliou Jeng are responsible for the killing of Ndongo Boop and disappearance of Momodu Laminyasi and Buba Sanyang. 15. The perpetrators of the unlawful killing of Haruna Jame and Jasaja Kujabi are Yaya Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Solo Bojang, Sana Manjang, Omar Jallo, aka Oya, and Aliou Jeng. 16. Yaya Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Solo Bojang, Seni Jame, Yusuf Asane, Omar Jallo, aka Oya, Borakoli, Michael Korea, Sana Manjang, Michael Jatta, Fansu Nyabali, Mustafa Sane, Ismaila Jame, and Aliou Jeng are responsible for the unlawful killings of Daba Marena, Manlafi Kor, Ebulo, Alpha Ba, Aliou Cisse, Masi Jame, and Julia Mako. Yaya Jame and the junglers, comprising Sana Manjang, Musa Jame, and Suleiman Sambu, are responsible for the killing of Kajali Jame, Yama Koli, Baidam, Sheikh Fal Paos Jeng, and 3 other unknown men suspected to be cattle rustlers. Yaya Jame is responsible for the unlawful killing of Cisse Bujeling. Next. Yaya Jame, Omar Jallo, aka Oya, Pa Osman Sane, Mustafa Sane, Michael Jatta, Fansu Nyabali, Malik Manga, Suleiman Sambu, Momodu Jaju, alias Rambo, and Nuha Baje are responsible for the unlawful killing of Baba Job. 20. Yaya Jame, Nuha Baje, Momodu Jaju, alias Rambo, Lieutenant Mustafa Sane, Staff Sergeant Malik Manga, Staff Sergeant Omar Jallo, alias Oya, Staff Sergeant Suleiman Sambu, Lao Jaju, and Swandi Kamara are responsible for the murder of Suleiman Dao and Mahawa Cham. 21. Yaya Jame, Yankuba Baje, General Suleiman Baje, Major Nuha Baje, Captain Momodu Jaju, aka Rambo, Lieutenant Mustafa Sane, Lieutenant Michael Jatta, WO2 Fansi Nyabali, WO2 Pa Sane, Staff Sergeant Amadou Baje, Staff Sergeant Suleiman Sambu, Staff Sergeant Malik Manga, Staff Sergeant Omar Jallo, alias Oya, Lieutenant Michael Korea, and Corporal Sekuba Jaju are responsible for the unlawful killing of Mahmoud Sise and Ibu Job. 22. Yaya Jame, Yankuba Baje, General Suleiman Baje, Lieutenant Colonel Noah Baje, Captain Momodu Jaju, alias Rambo, Staff Sergeant Omar Jallo, alias Oya, Staff Sergeant Malik Manga, Staff Sergeant Suleiman Sambu, and Staff Sergeant Sekuba Jaju are responsible for the unlawful killing of Ndu Cham. 23. Yaya Jame, General Suleiman Baje, and Borakoli bear joint responsibility for the killing of Ilo Jallo. 24. Yaya Jame, General Suleiman Baje, Nuha Baje, Mustafa Sane, Momodu Jaju alias Rambo, Fansi Nyabali, Omar Jallo alias Oya, and Suleiman Sambu are responsible for the murder of Mustafa Koli. 25. Yaya Jame, General Sol Baje, Sheikh Omar Jeng, Lieutenant Colonel Nuha Baje, Major Momodu Jaju, aka Rambo, Captain Mustafa Sane, Captain Michael Jatta, WO2 Fansi Nyabali, WO2 Malik Manga, Staff Sergeant Suleiman Sambu, Sergeant Omar Jallo alias Oya, Staff Sergeant Amadou Baje, Major Sana Manjang, and Corporal Sekuba Jaju are responsible for the unlawful killing of Tumani Jallo and Abdullah. 26. Yaya Jame, Fode Bari, Salmina Drame, Lamin Baba Dinding Jobate, Mendi, first name unknown, Hari Sambu, and Samsudin Sa are responsible for the tortures and inhumane degrading treatment of Yaya Drame, Balo Kante, Balde, and Omar Damfa at the NIA headquarters in Banjul, and for the unlawful killing of Yaya Drame, who died at Mile 2 Central Prisons. 27. Yaya Jame, Tijan Ba, Baba Saho, Fode Bari, Usman Jallo, Salmina Drame, Usman So, Idrissa Job, alias Alaji Mo, and Sukuta Jame, deceased, are responsible for the torture of Lieutenant Omar Dabo and Ibrahim Abaro. 28. Yaya Jame is culpable, together with Omar Cham as his superior, for his failure to punish Omar Cham for the tortures that he committed against NAWEC staff between 2001 and 2003. 29. Yaya Jame and his band of junglers, including Manlafi Ko, Tumbul Tamba, Musa Jame, Michael Sankoria, Momodu Jaju alias Rambo, Nuha Baje, Mustafa Sane, Malik Jatta, Amadou Baje, Sana Manjang, Omar Jallo alias Oya, Nuha Baje, Sekou Jallo, Solo Bojang, Borakoli, Alaji Matson, alias Eyes and Ears of Yaya Jammeh, as well as the members of the panel, Fode Momodu Haidara, ASP Demba Sow, Lamin Cham, Abdoulaye Sow, ASP Malamin Sise, Corporal Boto Keita, the late Sergeant Seni Ndur, Yusuf Afai, Fali Jabang, Usman Bojang, CDS Lang Tombong Tambang, former CDS Lang Tombong Tamba, former IGP Usman Sonko, Alaji Martin, Baba Saho, and Fode Bari were responsible for the tortures of Bunja Dabo, Wasa Kamara, Yaya Dabo, John Pierre Mendy, Faring Sanyang, Momodu Babadi Sar, Momodu and Alio Ba, and civilians, namely Sheikh Omar Fall, the Marabu, Alio Job, Demba Dem, and Tamsir Jase. 30. Yaya Jammeh and Lamin Dabo, Idrissa Job alias Alaji Mo, Sheriff Wada, Babuka Jalo, Babuka Act Jalo, Samba Gajaga, Lamin Dabo, all the above NIA operatives, as well as Salifu Nyang and Boto Keita, police officers, are responsible for the torture of Keba Seka, an NIA operative, Sam Kambai, a soldier, Mumini Balde, and Kemo Conte. 31. Yaya Jammeh and panel members including Omar Koli, Luis Gomez, Yankuba Baje, Buba Beyai, Idrissa Job, alias Alaji Mo, Sheriff Gassama, Lamin Mane, Sukuta Jammeh, deceased from the NIA, Lamin S. Sanyang, Sergeant Senundur, deceased, and Lamin Cham from the Gambia Police Force, Lieutenant Bora Koli, Solo Bojang, and Jere Gomez from the Gambia National Army are responsible for the torture and fabrication of evidence against Lieutenant General Lang Tombong Tambang, CDS, Abdoulaye Ali Juf, Yusuf Ezzedine, alias Rambo, Brigadier General Omar B. Mbai, Lamin Bobaje, Major Kausu Kamara, alias Bombardier, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Modu Gay, and Jibril Ngor Seka. 32. NIA officers Lamin Dabo, Basiru C, Alassana Balde, and Jibril Kanyi are responsible for the torture of Amadou Jogo Sow, Seydou Sow, and Abbas, last name unknown. 33. NIA officers Basiru C, Alassana Balde, Jibril Kanyi, Alio Sumare, and Lamin Dabo are responsible for the torture of Sajo Toure. 34. Sana Manjang, Modu Jaju, and Malik Jata, Fali Jabang, all junglers, were part of the group that tortured Lamin Bojang during the Freedom newspaper saga. Modu Jaju, alias Rambo, and Sana Manjang are responsible for the torture of journalist Lamin Cham during the Freedom newspaper saga. 36. Yaya Jammeh, Tumbul Tamba, Kausu Kamara alias Bombardier, Bailo, Musa Baje, Landing Tamba, Sana Manjang, Solo Bojang, Malik Jata, Alio Jeng, Omar Jalo alias Oya, Lamin Sila, and Buba Jalo are responsible for the murder of the West African migrants. 37. Yaya Jammeh is responsible for the rape of Fatou Jalo, alias Tufa. 38. Yaya Jammeh is responsible for the sexual abuse of protected witness DB18. 39. Usman Sonko is responsible for the several rapes and torture of Binta Jamba. 40. Yaya Jammeh bears responsibility for the rape of protected witness FB17. 41. Yaya Jammeh and Dr. Tamsir Mbo are responsible for the deaths of 41 HIV/AIDS patients who died as a result of their fake treatment program. They are also responsible for the sexual violence committed against the victims, which was part and parcel of the treatments administered. 42. Yaya Jammeh, Solo Bojang, and Sekou Jallow bear responsibility for the deaths, sexual violence, torture, and other inhumane acts and persecution committed against the persons they accused as being witches or wizards during the president's witch hunt exercise. Yaya Jammeh, Sol Badji, and Solo Bojang are responsible for the unlawful execution of 9 Mile 2 death row inmates. Finally, Yaya Jammeh, Yankuba Badji, erstwhile DG of NIA, Shehu Majeng, and Tamba Masire are responsible for the torture and persecution of the UDP supporters in April 2016. In line with Section 19, Sub 1 of the Trrc Act, any adversely mentioned individual who has previously appeared before the Commission and made a full disclosure of his or her involvement in human rights violations and abuses and has expressed remorse is hereby granted a period of 14 days to apply to the Commission for amnesty. 3. The Commission shall within a period of 6 weeks review all applications for amnesty and provide a report to His Excellency the President accordingly. Where the Commission refuses an application for amnesty, it shall give reasons for its refusal in writing to the applicant and any other person who in relation to the offense is a victim. In line with Section 19, Sub 3 of the Trrc Act, amnesty shall not apply to acts which form part of a crime against humanity. The above findings are without prejudice to any future prosecution, but in the interim, the adversely mentioned individuals continue to benefit from the presumption of innocence. The government will continue its review of the Trrc report as well as any recommendations for amnesty and shall issue a white paper on or before the 25th of May 2022. Signed, Honorable Dauda A. Jallow, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, 24th of December 2021.
Thank you again for being with us. And for our partners, we are available. Our doors are open. Work still continues. This is not necessarily the end. I think there's a lot more work ahead. And we continue to invite all of you. For the victims, I have always assured you I have an open door, and you know that. Keep coming to the office. Let's work together. Let's see how far we can go. Thank you very much.